She was amazing. She was the best big sister. She was funny, witty at times, shy at times, gave the best hugs. When she hugged you, you felt the love pouring through her, or to you. Her smile lit up the room, and her laugh. I'd give anything to hear her laugh. She was just amazing, smart. She had amazing grades. Friend to everybody.
On March 8th, 1984, a tragic event happened here in Newport, Oregon, when 17-year-old Kelly Disney disappeared without a trace.
We didn't, my siblings and I didn't find out until the next day. Mom and Dad had gotten a phone call from Bobby saying she was gone.
What he reported was that they got into a not serious but verbal argument. They'd been at a party at another residence earlier. They'd arrived home. Mr. Ellis dropped Kelly and another girl off at the front door of the apartment, and then he and his cousin were supposed to just go park the car, but they decided to go to another bar instead. So they went up to, I think it was Captain Kidd's, had a drink. Kelly was sitting in the apartment. She was already a little mad because they were arguing. And so she went up to Captain Kidd's and walked in. And when she did, she was obviously underage. Bobby Ellis was underage too, but got them all kicked out. So I think that fueled the argument a little bit. They all got back to the apartment. And they were arguing, and Ellis took off to cool down, took off in his car. And Kelly had a conversation with the other girl that was there and said, if Bobby's gone, I'm out of here. And the other girl tried to talk her into staying, but she wouldn't have it. And so she took off walking.
From here, she headed northbound towards the courthouse, just a couple blocks away. Then she turned east to Highway 101 and 20.
Not long after Kelly took off walking, Robert Ellis returned to the apartment. And out in front, he runs into a friend of his who said, hey, I just saw Kelly walking in front of the courthouse. She's walking east. So Robert Ellis takes off after her in his car. Now, this is a story we know from people other than Robert Ellis. We don't know that from him. He takes off after her, contacts her just past 101 on Highway 20, and tries to get her in the car, but she's still pretty hot, still pretty mad at him. So he turns around and comes back to the apartment to give her a little time to cool off. What we've heard is she walked up to the driver's side window. When she wouldn't get in the car, Ellis turns and leaves. So the report said she was still standing in the road when two janitors from Central Lincoln PD came in from Toledo. It was a man and a woman, and they saw her standing in the road. They were concerned about her. They stopped and talked to her and said, hey, can we help you? Can we give you a ride somewhere? Can we do anything for you? And she said, no, I'm just going to my friend's house. And she pointed to a subdivision really close. And so they said, okay. But they were concerned. They were concerned enough that they went to a mini mart. There was a Newport police officer sitting there, and the Newport police officer spoke to them. He called into the office, and they put it into dispatch for somebody to contact this young woman walking on the road. There was a sheriff's deputy coming in from his duty in Siletz. He was just coming over the crest where you can see the ocean, really close to the intersection. He hears the call, and even though he's not Newport PD, he said, hey, I'm coming into town. I'll take the call. So he stops and he talks to her. He tries to talk her into letting him take her somewhere, take her home, anything, to her friend's house. He never asks her name, so he doesn't know who she is. In his opinion, she was not terribly upset or terribly intoxicated. He did not pick up intoxication. So she said, I'm just going to my friend's there. I'll be there. And so he went, okay, he let her go. He goes in, he clocks out. He comes back out in his own vehicle. He is estimated that it was 15, at the most 20 minutes in that span. He's going back out the same road because he lives in Siletz. And he's looking for her because he's concerned. Did she make it wherever she went? He doesn't see her. He doesn't think anything else of it. And he is the last person that we know of, other than her abductors, that saw her.
And just like that, Kelly disappeared without a trace, as if she vanished in thin air. For a grueling 10 years, her family did not know what happened to Kelly or what her fate was. They were haunted by the memory of the girl that they once knew and longed for answers. Finally, in the summer of 1994, there was a break in the case.
In July of 1994, a gentleman found a skull in a car, an abandoned car at Big Creek Reservoir. He picked it up and took it back to his apartment. His girlfriend came by and said, you cannot keep that. You need to turn that in to the police. And so he and she went to a friend's house. They saw a trooper pull over. Actually, a trooper pulled over and told them to move their vehicle. They brought the skull to him, and he said, well, I think you should take it to the sheriff's office. So this is a Saturday. They took it to the sheriff's office. The office was closed, only the jail was open. So the people at the jail told them to take it to Newport PD. Newport PD was closed. So this person took the skull back to his apartment with the intention of bringing it in when everybody opened up on Monday morning. So he had it sitting on his TV stand or something, and he said it had a faint smell, so he decided to wash it. Yeah. Initially, when she went missing, there was a search, mostly organized by the Siletz Volunteer Fire Department and her parents. They organized a search. I know Newport PD also did somewhat of a search, like along the highway and things like that. But she was, I think that the thought was that she was a runaway, even though it didn't make sense for her to run away. But once her skull was found, and it's obvious a homicide, so that changes the picture completely. Then they did a major crime team call out in '94. They did another one in 2000. And then when Rob Bovet opened it in 2009, another major crime team call out.
My name is Jenna Wallace, and I'm the elected district attorney here in Lincoln County. You've heard a lot about Kelly Disney and kind of this idea that we want more information. We need more information. And right now we're really asking this community to help us bring Kelly home. We've set up an email account and a phone line, a tip phone line. And we know there are people here in this community that know something. They've heard something, they've seen something, and we need that information to bring her home. You can report it anonymously. You can stay anonymous throughout the process. But the only way that we can solve this and we can find Kelly is by relying on the people here in Lincoln County and the information that you have. So please, please think about picking up that phone, sending that email, providing us that information so that we can bring Kelly home and find justice for her family.
No, I've known for 41 years that it was somebody she knew. I don't know if he was mad because she hurt his ego or their ego, or mad because they got kicked out of that bar. I don't know. They know a little bit more than I do, but it was definitely somebody she knew.
It is very important for this case to close, and extremely important to the family to have Kelly's body back. They want her whole. They want to be able to put her to rest. It's also really important to this office because we've worked on it for so long, and it's important to the community because I think the community took this really hardly. They want to know what happened.
Kelly has been missing now for 41 years. Her family wants her home. They need her home. And what I want you to think about is that if this was your sister, if this was your daughter, if this was your friend, and someone in this community had information about her disappearance, you would want them to come forward. You would want them to share that information to bring her home. And that's ultimately, right, why we love this community so much, is that we care about one another and we're here to support one another. And the way that individuals who have information can support Kelly's family right now is by sharing that information. If we get to the point where we find Kelly and there's sufficient evidence for us to bring a criminal case against an individual, there are still ways that you can remain anonymous. Right now, what the most important piece of is us getting that information and finding her. That is our top priority. If we can file criminal charges, that's something we will deal with on another day. Right now, it's finding her and bringing her home. And we will handle the anonymous aspect of it. There's a lot of ways that we can figure out how to keep you anonymous. Right now, it's getting that information and using that information to bring her home. So please help us do that.
I just want my sister home. The rest of her, I can't put her to rest until she comes home.